Hey guys, good day to you all, and welcome to another episode of Moment with BB. Yeah, I hope you've been enjoying the videos on this channel so far. On today's episode, I'm going to be sharing a story that is so dear to my heart, and the story is related to parenting, right? This story, I can't forget it in a jiffy. Like, it's going to be with me for a lifetime. All right, so please sit down, get a seat, and relax so that I can enjoy this story, and also learn from it, especially for the young parent of today who has a female child, right? And I want to believe that in this 21st century there should be a better way to nurture our girls, when they are approaching adolescent age. This is my story. It happened to me directly, and I'm just going to delve into it. When you were in secondary school, and those days when they teach us adolescent puberty age in biology, you really don't understand how it will be or how it will go. Like I always say, experience is the best teacher in this life. Experience, nothing beats experience. But they might have taught you about it, you might have read about it, you might have heard a lot of things about it, but until you experience it, you won't know how it feels or what you should expect. So it was GS3 or GS2 or thereabouts when I saw my first period, right? I was bleeding, okay, and then it was in the middle of the night, basically. Everybody had slept, I just noticed that my panties were wet, and then I was not so sure, I just woke up from my sleep, and then when I checked my undies, I realized that it was wet with blood, and I was scared. I was shocked because I slept held and healthy. Where is blood coming from? Like I wouldn't have thought that it will connect in my head at that time that I'm approaching puberty stage or year, and then I should be expecting that. There was no discussion around that for me or anything, even though we've been taught in school, right? I was just living my life, and then when I saw the blood stain, I was shocked. I was scared. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to do. The only thing I can do was to just go to the bathroom and start washing the pants and try to clean off the blood and all that. I think my mom heard the noise, the movement in the middle of the night in the bathroom, and then she came around and asked me, what was that, what's happening. It took me a little while to even open up to her that I saw blood in my pants, and you don't even know how that come about and stuff like that. At that time, it has not clicked in my head that this is my period that has started. Like I'm seeing my period. I'm not a woman. I'm not in my adulthood. My teenage year and all that. It was not clicking. I don't know why. As much as I look like a very what's up girl or that knows everything, it didn't click. Right? I didn't discuss it with anybody, or there has not been any discussion around that before that time, except for the class that we had in biology. I can't remember the topic again. There's a topic around that in biology class. So she came around and she told me that I'm now a woman, and going forward, I'm going to quote her, going forward, don't move closer to a man. Like, a man must not touch you. And me, I don't understand what do you mean by a man must not touch me. Does that mean that I didn't ask her those questions, but in her words, I must not get closer to a man, I must not touch a man must not touch me, that if a man touches me, I'm going to be pregnant, like I will get belly. And I was like, wow, and once I get belly, it is finished. All those scary words, those are the things that she used for me that midnight, and it lingers in my head for long, right? So after the whole scenario, she gave me what to use to put in my pants, and then so that's how I'm going to be using it going forward and all that. So she started told me. But what stood out for me in what she said that night was, if I dare come close to a man, or if a man dare come close to me, I don't get belly and it is finished for me. And that come close to a man, or a man come close to you. I can't explain what she meant by that. So in my head, don't get close to a man must not come close to you, and that was traumatized me, in the sense that on getting to school the next day, I was running away from shaking a man. It is that bad. Yeah. Like, before, when you get to school, and my school is a mixed school. It's not as if it is girls only school, my secondary school, it is a mixed school. I was literally running away from guys. If a guy wants to touch me, or want to shake me, or want to say hello to me, I'm held back. Like, I'm like, what, and that went on for a while. Like, this thing I'm saying, it was a big deal. It went for a while, like a while. And I was wondering, how can a man just touch me like this and I would be pregnant? Like, how? And I can't even remember how we were taught in biology class. I was not processing it. I was not so aware to process it like that. What was in my head was like, once a man touches me like this, and I was wondering, is it possible for a man to just shake you and then you are pregnant? And I couldn't open up to my friend, because my friend, in a way, I don't trust them too. They may want to discourage me, or they may want to say something that it is contradicting what my mom told me. So I buckled it in, right? For a while, it tormented me. I don't know how I got out of it, but guys, that thing tormented me. When I was going to the school, the next day, we usually don't go to school with a bus or a car. No, we're not born with silver spoon. So I took a bike with my cousin then, right? Usually my cousin will ask me to sit in front, and she will sit at the back. That day, I have to tell her that I would like to sit at the back. She was like, maybe she's the one paying. She's the one paying, because she usually carry me. She's the one paying. I was like, no, like, we drag it for a while before she allowed. I think she allowed me, or if I thought she didn't allow me, maybe I probably demarcated the space between me and the bike man. I demarcated it with my bag. I put my bag in front, and I held onto it like my whole life depends on it. Those things traumatized me so much. I don't know how I got out of it. Maybe some of it is still traumatizing me till date. I don't even know. And it took a while for me to get out of that thought of, if a man touches you like this, you will get pregnant. Like, and I wouldn't blame my mom, because that's what she knew, right? Or that's what she knew at that time. Maybe that's how she was also raised. That was how she was also initiated into that stage, and that's what she passed on to me, her daughter. I don't even know how she did it for my other siblings, because we are all girls. Maybe they will see this video and they will share their own story too, okay, how they were initiated. But this is my story, and this traumatized me for a long time. I was running, and I was not a kind of wayward girl at that time, or I was interested in dating anybody. I was not interested, like my own, like I just do my life, play, talk to people, and mind my business when it comes to minding my business. So touching or having any intimacy with a guy was not my thought at that time. But the thought of a man touching me and getting pregnant, it traumatized me for a while. And that brings me to what that is doing to a lot of us, or has done to a lot of us today. And I feel we can do better, right? In 21st century, we have young parents that are now raising children, in this world now. And I'm wondering, how are they initiating their daughters into puberty stage? What is the discussion? How are they doing it? Are they even prepared for it? Do they know that it's a thing that they need to prepare or plan for? I think you can do better. If you are a young parent watching this video today, don't be like my mom. Don't be like my mom. I'm not blaming her for how she initiated me, but that is what she knows. But in today's world, I don't think we all should also carry on that or pass that to our children, right? we can do better. There are a lot of knowledge out there, a lot of videos, a lot of ways to go about initiating your in fact, before they start seeing their period, you have to start initiating them, letting, like, one way or the other. I don't know how to go about it because I'm not a parent yet, but I feel there are a lot of information out there, and there are a lot of ways that we can actually go about welcoming our female children into puberty stage. And not only female children, even male children too. They will start having some symptoms. Morning, what do they call it? Like their thing will rise in the morning, and some of them will even have some wet dreams, right? And then they will start wondering what is happening. Those are the things that we should not shy away from, and we should be prepared for it. Once you know that your children are getting to the age of 10, 11. In fact, these days, some female children see their period at the age of 10 years. I saw mine at the age of 13 years. So imagine a 10-year-old child seeing a period at this time. It is so much of weight on them. If it is not well managed, it can actually damage a little thing in their life. That's the truth. So it has to be well managed. It has to be well thought of and planned for. Make it seem to them like it is a norm. It is not a death sentence, but it is something that should be celebrated, and let them know the pros and cons to that stage of their life. And don't make it as if once something happens, then it is the end of their world. No. Even if a child gets pregnant at the age of 13 and give birth, can still go back to school and still be better, like become somebody in life. It's not the end of the world. And that should not, no child should carry that kind of weight on them, or that kind of weight to run through life, because it's a lot of weight. I'm telling you, if not because of my kind of person, I'm a strong girl, I'm a very strong breed. If it were to be somebody else or some other children, I'm not so sure how they will manage that part of their life. And I wouldn't say it doesn't have any effect on me. I wouldn't say, like, if I say it doesn't have any effect on me, no. And I wouldn't want to just be going into details on this video, but it's just for a learning purpose and to share our story, right? So again, what is the essence of sharing this story, or sharing this my story? Is for us new parents to do better with initiating our teenagers, either male or female, into puberty stage, into adolescent stage, so that they can manage it very well, and they can know what it takes and what to expect for that stage. And then it won't be a big deal for them. It won't be something like it will be overwhelming for them, and they won't know how to manage it. Okay, so that's what I just thought to share on this video. So I'd like to hear from you. How was your experience into adolescent stage? What was it like? What happened? How did it happen? What were you told? Were you fretting like my mom, or you were welcome, or did they kill chicken for you like the way they do in some people's house? Tell me. I like to have your feedback in the comment section, please. And also share this video, like, comment, share with your loved one, and please learn from it. And no way is the way. Mistakes are bound to happen, but learning from other people's mistakes is what will make us to be a different person, right? So I hope you have learned something from this story. I hope it resonates with you. Let me know in the comment section. All right, until my next video, stay jiggy. Bye.